Do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 75 of the Great Pendragon campaign. I think I have updated the thing so it doesn't say the Boy King. It should say the Conquest period, because that is what
Does
we're
say
in.
the Conquest.
Okay, good. Cool. We're going to cold open today. So while returning from a village far yonder, not in Salisbury or anything like that, maybe like Estragale, something like that. A young drunken knight, it's late in the evening, stumbles out into the road when they were nearly struck by a rider on a black horse, galloping very fast, almost running her over, right? She begins to try to berate this fast courtier who paid her no heed, right? But her words get stuck in her throat and her face goes pale and makes the sign of the cross before rushing away from this rider on a mission.
Mm.
It is fall of 519, and Acewin. Karen was given some bad news recently and kind of needs some cheering up, or unsure of what to do. News about where she grew up. Her childhood's friends' lands were raided. She grew up kind of near the Forest Sauvage. And she just found out that the knight, her and her friend, is missing. Sir Tinger de Sauvage.
Mm-hmm. That won't do.
Yeah. And Garad says, I'm sure he'll show up. And giving their assurances. But if you want to give any words to Karen as well for assuaging their nervous and apprehension of this news.
Yeah.
It could be baseless, right?
Yeah. So, of where they're of Sauvage? Where's this? Are they from the Sauvage Forest?
Yes, near the Sauvage Forest. Yeah,
And they're missing. Interesting.
Yep. Yeah,
that sucks.
Yep.
Acewin will
kind of
obviously
near.
try to...
They were kind of close to where Sir Balin is buried.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ignore this quest hook, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go about my day, and that's that. And we never need to talk about it again.
Just news. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, what would Acewin do to cheer Karen up? What is Karen's thing? It occurs to me I don't think we've super characterized Karen as a person. My wife is pagan and lazy. That those are the two things I know about her.
Karen is here you go. They're known for being merciful. They are stoic but wasteful. They are a good dancer, and they have a low British Christianity.
Okay.
That's all I have. And they're also known for their hospitality. Which kind of probably goes into the stoic but wasteful part.
Yeah, they're okay.
I also
good
in my list that she's a knight, or they're a knight. Is that so? That makes it even cooler. So they're like a mercenary knight, or maybe I guess a bachelor knight because they live in your house.
That is very different, Eric, than what I had in my head.
Are they a steward?
I have.
Okay.
I mean, I've assumed they were a steward because they've been me and my wife's mistress. But don't get me wrong. The idea of our bodyguard is also our girlfriend, that also has appeal. So
yeah. Well, just so you know, in my notes, the default is bachelor knight, so it's very possible I just never changed it. That's why.
Yeah. Well, let's flip a coin. Evens.
Okay. Yeah. I will let you choose.
Hey. Evens. Okay. Karen is bodyguard girlfriend.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome.
I actually kind of like the idea that officially that is why she is staying with us. If this is my wife's bodyguard, I have to go off to war and stuff, but I have one household knight that I have hired to protect my wife at all costs, and that is the official story.
Yeah.
Don't ask why there's only one bed.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just being economical. You spend all your money on your castle walls. They just you can't afford another feather bed.
I can't afford another bed
in this economy.
I guess we're all in this economy. Yeah. Okay. Now that's cool. That's a nice little thing. In which case, I think she's stoic and merciful and hospitable. So she's not complaining, even though she's down in the doldrums.
It's not just complaining, but like, what would you do if you got a courier who told you this news, right?
So what I think Aeswyn does is gives her leave to take her and her son Yanto and stay at the nice house we have in Wilton, right? Yeah. Be like, take a week, go to the city of Wilton and like spa day for you, don't worry about your duties here.
Yeah. You're at your best when you have a good head on your shoulders, and obviously this is troubling. It's compassionate. Go ahead and mark. What do you think? Merciful, generous? Like, you're saying like, hey, don't do your duties. Instead, I'll take care of that extra load. You know what I mean? And like, make sure that you're not being held. So like, whatever, maybe some kind of like, it's certainly compassionate.
Merciful, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's not super generous. Because like,
it's not monetarily.
Go to a different one. Yeah, just go to a different one of my houses.
I mean, it could be that you're paying for the replacement of like a bodyguard in the meantime, and that could be why. No. But you're absolutely right. I'm just looking over.
I think merciful makes sense.
Yeah, let's go with that. Awesome. And cool, Gorthrin. I have a question for you. So when we last left you, your sword was returned.
It sure was. Yeah.
And so I'm going to assume that you're seeking answers and next steps.
Yeah, yes, for sure. He wants to go talk to whoever is our current resident. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So let me ask you, where do we find Gorthrin when spiritual guidance hits you? And that was okay. And we're gonna go at a so you went to like a druid?
Yeah. Gorthrin goes to a druid. I don't guess it's still Sir Keith.
Sir Keith would be like the Broughton side of things. This would actually probably you're much closer to Stonehenge. So if you want to talk to more of like I feel like that would probably be the better idea here.
For sure, yeah. In fact, I remember there's a nice correspondence between like Gorthrin's holdings and where Stonehenge is. It forms like this weird triangle with Stonehenge like directly in the middle of it. If you look at the map.
Yeah. Let me bring over the map, and that's.
You're not wrong.
I think I have I'll let me see if I have one somewhere. I actually drew a diagram of it, but he'll see. Yeah, Stonehenge is. There we go. That, and then if you also draw one down to Winterfell and Gunnet, it also creates a.
This is just.
Yeah, there's just a nice little geographic symbolism there. So
this is the History Channel's new episode.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, he'll go to Stonehenge.
Not saying it wasn't aliens at Stonehenge.
Yeah. Come on.
But awesome. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about going to Stonehenge and seeking the answers. Do you want to know what this means, or do you want to know how the sword returned? Like, are you looking for more?
He's looking for meaning rather than how. Like, it returned. Like, how it did. I think it is less important to Gorthrin than what it means.
Okay, cool. All right then. So I need a name for this lady, who you're talking to here. So stand one sec. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know how to pronounce this. Mefanwi, which is clearly not how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's probably like Guinevere, Gwen.
James, I think it's pronounced.
Jim, yeah. Winley.
I think Mefanwi's how I would pronounce it.
Yeah.
That sounds. Close.
All right. This is yes. Yeah. So she's younger than you, with blonde hair. Dramatic irony wise, Jim, the druid that you're talking to here is the same lady that you came across singing those years ago. You and Acewin, when you went off the trail. Or it looks very similar.
Yeah, very similar. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't think Gorthrin remembers the moment, so doesn't remember who this is talking to here.
I just looked up how to pronounce that name. It's Myfinwy.
Myfinwy. Okay, Myfin.
Close.
Myfinwy. All right. Yeah. So she brings you in to treat, and you guys go through a couple of the rituals and stuff. And yeah, so she wants to know, as you guys are like, drinking from some sort of bowl, what seems to be on your mind?
Feel great forces at work. I sought guidance in that from the Isle of Birds, north in Hibernia, Ultima Thule, where they ended up. I left my sword there as a sacrifice, expecting never to see it again. I had my dream, but then sometime later it returned to me, the sword. I don't know what it means. I sense that there are powers at play in my life, or using me, or something. And I suppose I want to understand some of it. He's not like scared. It's more just like, this is happening, and he, it's like, what's going on? Kind of.
Yeah, thing. And she picks up on that and says, "I know that there's nothing in this world or beyond that could scare you, Gorthrin. So I know you come here in a place of just knowledge and wanting to know. Well, it's not our place to always know the cycles, but in this circumstance, it seems very clear that something beyond needs you to have your sword and well armed. You have a guardian. Someone looking out for you. Something. And she's going to put her hand on your hand, and we're going to hear her like give you sort of like a a very like banal sort of like gentle thing, but in your head you hear something different. Okay? And in your head you hear, "You mustn't trust my sister in black for Arthur's sake." Right? And so like the voice kind of like blends to that sort of like wah wah wah, sort of thing. And then like like kind of hear Galadriel, right? It's kind of like that sort of presence in your brain as she like looks at you.
Mustn't trust my sister in black.
Yeah, for Arthur's sake. Oh. As a round table knight, I'm sure you have your duties, and would hate to keep you.
Of course.
Please do come by more often.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Being the... I'm trying to think of the word she would use. The place where you go for help, right? Like being the like she just want to use the word temple or church for Gorthrin is like, by all means a good like PR move for her. She doesn't want, but like I don't know what the word she would use for it, but like by all means, like being the place that that great round table knight comes to for help and stuff like that. She wants just to make it as welcoming as possible for you.
Yeah, I mean it's a place of spiritual succor and guidance.
Yeah,
yeah. I think Gorthrin,
it's
especially, yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah. That's what he's looking for.
And that's the weird part, though, right? Is that when you like you're a celebrity, right? And so even when you go here, like they're making sure that you're well taken care of in a way that's even more than just someone entitled to Tilshead, right? Like not just like but being a round table knight and being in the king's grace like this, while you can't see it, to other people it's like you have a glowing aura of celebrity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I'm just trying to express here, is that they're taking good care of you.
Okay, good. Gorthron assumes so. I think that he certainly is not shy about that. Like he's very proud about the fact that he's renowned and he's made a name for himself and things like that. But I don't. He's also very generous and honest, so I think he like lets it go to his head.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is this like a prideful thing when you pick on this, or is this, or it sounds like you're trying to be modest here?
I guess like he's definitely not shy, or you shouldn't have done this, or like he kind of expects it. I think it's
so they're not
less,
modest,
not
but not
modest.
prideful either.
Right. I'm trying to see like if there's a word of like that. I don't know that there's any of the traits that convey like. I guess selfish would come close, and he's not selfish.
Okay, because remember, you're not just a round table knight as well. You're the Queen's Knight, right?
Yeah.
Like you have been bestowed great honor of, like so yeah. Seeing this sort of these titles and things accumulate on you, and rather than the Morrowind effect where everyone treats you the same regardless of you being the Grand Magus of whatever, like there's weight to where you go now.
Yeah. I imagine that there's really no such thing as just a quick trip somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah. He's got people he's brought with him.
Yeah.
Well, this is very helpful, Mafinwayne. I will seek further guidance here. I think Gorthron leaves satisfied, happy. He feels,
like... Yeah. What I'm trying to convey to you is that there's a chess game being played right now, and someone has just lifted a piece and made a move on Arthur, and you. Actually, I kind of love the idea that when you're leaving here and you check your pockets, there's like a rook piece in your clothes that wasn't there before. I actually kind of really love that. And yeah.
Yeah, something's going on, and I think Gorthron's like, whatever role he has to play in it, he wants to know it and to play it well.
Absolutely. Well, we'll just have to wait and see there. All right, back to Winterborn Gunnet. This is, the second year or so after your fortifications are done. Does it feel like home? It's no longer like the nice little manor, by the Bourne. It is a fortress, right? It is stone. It is warmer in the winter. It doesn't creak, but you still hear the wind differently. It's not where you grew up anymore. But does it feel like home?
Yeah. That it doesn't feel like where she grew up is probably good. She grew up during the anarchy.
Yeah. It's like, it doesn't smell like
that's, it's this, I think she's made the home that she wishes she had when she was younger, a place of where her safety was not depending on her father, who, for all of his virtues and all of his care, was not always around. The place got raided a lot, All
right. Okay. Continuing with the last courier coming for Karen. More couriers arrive at Winterborn Gunnet. None of them are addressed to you, though. In fact, most couriers who have come this late fall and winter have been for your squire. Adonai.
Okay. Yeah.
Adonai, if you remember him, he's a bit of a player. He's a little bit he has a harem. He has a harem anime energy to him. And you told him to stop talking to this elderly widow. If you recall, a year ago.
I do recall that.
He is not. And that is sort of what you've gotten. That is a message from Lady Catherine de Vagon. Well, are you interested in inquiring about what's going on in your squire's lives, or shall you just let him do the things that he wants to do?
Yeah, I'm going to, when we have our next like meal
Yeah.
in the Great Hall, uh the food is going to be served, and at his place is going to be the messages from this widow.
Okay.
So like
Well,
he has to
yeah.
receive and read them in front of me.
Okay. Well, this is awesome because there's more than one courier from this Lady Catherine. There are other couriers basically from different ladies. So are you sending all of them at the same time to him to read?
I
Basically,
no,
he has several DMs with several women right now.
Classic maneuver.
Yeah.
Everyone's like thing gets pulled off of their plate to show the food, except
Yeah,
his is just a stack of messages.
Yeah. You see his face go pale, and he wishes to be excused from the meal.
You are not excused. I would like you to read those out loud for me.
He looks to Karen, and you can tell what he's trying to say is that he never liked her cooking, or their cooking. And is going to have to... All right. He's going to read the letters. This one is addressed from Lady Catherine de Vagon. Mm-hmm. Is this a scenario when he starts to read it slowly, like, because he's trying to buy time and, like, you know what I mean? Would someone try to snap it from him and try to, like, read it as well? Do we get the picture? Or like, are you going to force him to have to read all of these himself?
I'm going to make him read every single one of these out loud.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I don't have the letters written for what they are going to say.
Yeah.
And it's not a play-by-post, so I don't have the time to formulate exactly what they are. But the gist of the epistolaries are Lady Catherine de Vagon is his kind of number one or two. He's been stringing her along for this long while. She's been kind of waiting for him to become a knight, and a lot of them are addressed as, so, you're almost your knight. You're going to be knighted in the next year or so. When you're there, my house is ready, and blah blah blah. I've already spoke to Orofus about it, and all of these things, and hopefully to see you, hopefully we can dance in Easter again. All these types of things. However, then he reads the letter from Lady Bronwyn, and Lady Bronwyn is a recent widow from Baden Hill. Lady Bronwyn is just notably one of the hot cootie patooties of Sarum, right? Okay. And Lady Bronwyn's letters imitate Lady Catherine's, where she's interested in him as well. And so apparently this guy's got a bunch of rich widows after him.
Mm-hmm.
And Lady Bronwyn might be, more his age, possibly a better match, rather than marrying for just status, right? And so you see that these people are lining up to fall in love and marry this guy. And that's sort of the... And here's the question I have for myself. Let me roll a d20 real quick. Yeah, okay. You know what? He starts by being nervous, but I think Adani's style is that he owns it. And he starts making it almost like a braggadocious thing by the end of it, right? So you just get these strings of letters from him. Wow. More spam. Still doing the spam, eh?
Love spam.
So what lessons do you want to say to him?
Acewin has, I think, extended a not inconsiderable amount of grace to Adani. When she took him on, she knew he was going to be a problem. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
I think Acewin realizes that I don't think she succeeded here. I don't think Acewin thinks after half a decade of service that Adani has really improved as a person. He may have gained the skills necessary to be a knight, but he has not gained, to her sight, a single one of the virtues of being a knight. And this is a question for you, Eric. Mm-hmm. How bad is it to be dismissed from service as a squire?
Very
socially?
bad. Very bad. That would tank his chances with these people.
Mm-hmm.
As in, they would never be politically, able to go with this guy. Yeah, you would ruin his life.
And then the follow-up question is like, and this is less like a rules thing and more like to the two people in this game. Does that sound like an overreaction here? Is that kind of a nuclear button? Because
yeah, that's definitely a nuclear button.
Okay.
Okay. So the other part here is that Rofa, you know, like the marshal / Rofus, you know, they give you these squires and they're supposed to like help you with other like noble houses or whatever, right? In Salisbury, right? Like, so it's not just the person. You're gonna offend his family. His family's nobody though, right? Like his family's pretty low, but his whole family's gonna hate you too for doing that to their kid. Right.
See, then you say like that. I was like, I shouldn't do this, but now it's like, oh, I could start a blood feud. That sounds really fun. You
can always delay when he's eligible, right? Like you can always just recommend, like he's not mature.
Don't be knighted. Like, you can recommend him not be knighted. That would be
just be an esquire.
Yeah,
exactly. That's true. And you know what? And I think Ace.
He
won't be your
squire.
Say that. Yeah. To him,
Ace's going to tell him explicitly, be like, I'm not going to dismiss you from my service, but I have endeavored to teach you both the skills and virtues of being a knight, and you have only deigned to learn half of that. This, coming to my household, your love games are not welcome. I shall not be recommending that you are knighted at the end of the season.
I'm wondering if he loses his smug demeanor when you say that. I don't think he does.
I don't think he does.
Because I think he does. I think he does that sort of like arms crossed thing and looks at you and is like, very well, my lord. I don't think I need your recommendation. He's already going to the stables because he knows he's going to have to do extra work. He's already getting up to be permission to go to the stables.
I'm not dismissing him from my service.
Yeah,
but he no longer has any responsibilities here.
Interesting. Who do you like who takes his place then to do the domestic duties and stuff of it?
I mean,
like your page or somebody that you have that basically just
I'm gonna
okay.
I mean, honestly, I might even lean on Karen a little bit, right? Like one of my household knights. This is unacceptable. And like truly, my figure hasn't left the nuclear button. Yeah. And I want him to know that Acewin is considering it.
By candlelight he writes, my dearest Katrin, my knight is being so unfair, blah blah blah. Like he's just writing these things and like expecting the Lady Katrin and stuff are going to recommend over you, and that you're just being overreactive right now and over emotional.
Yeah, that's great. Because the other thing I wanted to do is I think it's only fair to send a letter to each one of his perspectives. Just out being like at the end of the season, like ostensibly the message is make sure to forward your mail back to Roundway because soon he's going to be going back there as he's no longer my squire. But I'm going to make sure to be like, please direct your mail, much like, and then the litany of all the other ladies. To like,
oh man,
like I want to reply all to this is like, and so they all
and you
see
can
the long.
I love it.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Damn. All right. Well, I will worry about this next like winter prep. Make a note for that. I love that, Colin.
I've got my thing is just this ain't right. Fuck you.
Absolutely. Right. And now whether or not people take it as you being bitter or as you doing the right thing, we'll see. All right. Gorthrin. Questions for you about Till's Head.
Yeah.
You've lived here a little bit longer now. How are you finding it? How are you finding Till's Head? Is it what you imagined it to be? I remember asking this question when you first moved in, if you expected it to be your home and stuff, and it has been your home. So I'm asking you, how's that been so far? Is it beginning to feel like you're an actual home? or home away from
I
home.
mean, I think Sveterin, and especially with Lady Bryn's help,
Yeah.
they've whipped it into shape. But like since he's been granted it and moved in, like we had two campaigns. We had like Baden Hill, and then we marched up north, like into Scotland. He spent that time, adventuring there. Like Gorthrin's like hasn't felt like he's had a lot of time to get used to the place. So I think for him it's still kind of new, and
so it's still got that sparkle on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let me ask you about your interactions with the priest of Till's Head. Father Edern. All right, in chat as well. He's not like a bishop or anything like that. There's only one bishop, and he's in Sarm. But he's certainly a man of prominence. You don't need to do a recognize or anything like that to know that, if you're a priest of one of the major houses, one of the Castellans, that you're probably of some minor import. Sure. And he's humbly come to you this fall day, asking, remarks about how you're such a good fit for Till's Head. And he's just kind of wondering if one of your children would be interested in joining the priesthood at some point. You have like 4 kids.
Yeah, he does. That is...
It would be part of your duty as...
Certainly, yeah.
Okay.
So Gorthrin has, of his 4 legitimate children...
an heir, a spare, and a prayer, right?
He only has 1 son. So far, he only has Conel. He does not have his spare, but he's got Kidwalla, Katie, and Glesny, who are his 3 daughters, and
1 son.
Yep. And so he's got.
So he's going to ask for your son to join the. Now that you have a son, I love the idea that the church, even though we don't do the thing for knights, it's like I love that the church is certainly only men.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that fits for it. And Gorthrin's just gonna be like, Bonhelm was to take my place here as Castellan of Till's Head. He's spoken for already.
Well, I would never go against you, and if that's the way you have it, I mean, your father felt the same way, I've been told.
Yes, I was paged in Sarum Cathedral myself. Before going on to become a squire.
Now, are you sure I couldn't convince you?
I mean, what's the tone like? Like, is he... Because he knows what he's asking, right? He knows,
he's... Sure, when he says that, exactly, the tone he's asking is basically, does he have, like... It's like poker. Like, is he bluffing, or does he actually have a card? You know what I mean? And that's... I think just test. Let's do opposed intrigue tests here.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Gorthrin.
Can you beat a 9?
Probably not. Only if I crit. Let's see. No.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. So I think what this looks like is that you don't know, and you're about to walk into a. You're probably about to walk into a trap.
Sure. So the question, there's some things to consider, because it's been a while since we had a scene with Conelm, and I think I'm not sure any of his 3 daughters whether or not they've shown inclination being knights or stewards.
Let's assume one of the 3 daughters has an inclination to being a knight.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was gonna say
we can decide which later.
Yeah. Kedwalla and Katie are actually like just now would be entering the page.
Yeah. I think
given their ages.
I think without further, I think the assumption is, regardless of the gender of your first son, is that your firstborn tends to be a knight, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like there's pressure that your first child becomes the knight.
That's
without other
That's certainly the assumption on Cohenhelm's part. So without, because it's possible that we could say like Cohenhelm would be part of the church, and then that would mean Kidwalla takes over as Gorthrin's heir, which is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
The other is like For Conehelm, is he?
He was training to be a knight. He's in the paging program, and he's telling him like, we've been hearing good things about him, and that he knows his letters and stuff, and that perhaps the life of the clerical life would be a good fit for Conehelm.
Yeah, he's never been particularly physical or the like.
Yeah, he's not like Conehelm. I think I remember describing that Conehelm is not as much like you as you were like to Erwin.
Sure. Yeah. I think my answer to Father Edrin at this time is this
a no?
What you ask would require considerable adjustment on our part. It's not something I would ask my family to undergo lightly, if you understand. I value domestic harmony considerably, and would not wish to make too big of a change. However, Conehelm has never seemed to take into the knightly pursuits as vigorously as I had hoped, and perhaps it is something in him that would flourish within the priesthood. So I think the message Gorthron wants to send is that he appreciates the offer, needs time to think about it.
Yeah. Oh, well. We have plenty of time to consider such a big event.
Of course.
That's good. Then I suppose the round table and the queen doesn't need to know about your lack of generosity and good deeds. As he like walks away.
I suppose.
Being like, oh shit, good call by me. He would have went straight to the queen about a queen's night not being in favor of the church.
Sure.
You dodged a bullet there without realizing it.
Gorthon will keep that in mind. If he's sort of like, if Father Edrin is trying to put the screws on him to like, well, we can pump this guy full of money or influence or something. Then there's ways to deal with that.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. He shows his cards more to know that he's not to be fucked around with.
Sure. Yeah.
That's why he says that to you. He's like, welcome to Till's Head, motherfucker. He's not gonna push around or just be a complete supplicant to you, right?
Certainly.
And that's sort of the bit.
Yeah, I don't expect him to. That's good for him. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. And we'll get back to him as soon as Gorthon's had a chance to talk to Sweeterin.
All right. Cool. We have more events to get through before we go to the winter phase. I hope you all don't mind.
No.
Okay.
All right. Winterborn Gunnet. Gorthrin's sister has come. Morgan. A little bit about. So we haven't really described Morgan at all. To be honest with you, I completely forgot Morgan's on the list. So I'm going to assume that's canonical and that she's sort of a black sheep of the family.
Yeah, Gorthrin. So there's Gorthrin, and then Morgan was Erwin's first daughter.
Yeah.
With Lady Great.
Yeah.
I don't know. We know
how many siblings does Gorthrin have?
Rodgar.
Yeah.
Rodgar.
I think
a lot.
Yeah.
And none of them enter the church.
For Aeswin, I think the thing for Aeswin is just like they're the Childbirths, right? Like there's Gorthrin and the rest of the Childbirths.
Yeah, honestly, if any recognition, what's the name of the guy? 1990s Bob Dylan's son. What's his name?
Yes,
what's the band he was in?
I can't remember.
Not Eagle Eye Chevy. Anyways, Robert Dylan, like that guy. That's Rodgar, right? Gorthrin is Bob Dylan. The Wallflowers. Thanks, Lauren. I knew. Thank you. I knew someone was going to come with that.
The Winterborn Gunnets have always been a one and done family. And that's because we don't want to have to keep track of multiple names. We got the one. There we go. That's enough.
Now keep in mind this, right? You have Gorthrin the Rock, right? Then you have Rodgar the Blessed, right? Who's just been living this sweet life as well and being an honorable man. Yeah, being the third up, those are two acts that are real tough to follow.
It really is. Yeah. We have of all of them, we have like Helid, who almost died, childbirth, and then Morgan, who we don't really know much about her at all.
And now here's the thing that I would say that kind of everyone knows about Morgan. Morgan was going to become a druid, but kind of like in the seminary, I don't know what the term would be of that process. She drops out and wants to strike her name as a knight instead.
Okay.
And because of this, she's also not going to Gorthrin for help for this matter, right? Or basically the the patriarch of her family. She wants to show that she can try to do this on her own, right? So she comes in eating an apple to Winterborn Gunnet's estate, remarking about how this place has changed since she was a kid.
Yeah,
for the better, of course.
Aeswin, I mean, I got high hospitality. It's important to me. We'll treat her right, even if she weren't a Chalderton, and we love the Chaldertons.
Yeah. Now, could you test intrigue for me?
I could test intrigue.
This is okay.
Ooh,
no problem.
It's a failure.
Yep. So she comes here seeking a chance from you to prove herself and become a sword of yours.
Like a household knight or a squire?
Household knight. I'm too old to be a squire. In literal like auditory range of Adonwi, not knowing the circumstances that befell a month earlier. So.
Yeah, that's true. It would be embarrassing for anyone over 21 to be a squire still.
Yeah. You don't know it. You have no idea how hard it is out there. She's like inadvertently like making Adonwi super fucking nervous.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, Aeson's just gonna be like upfront and be like, I have to ask, your brother is a Castellan. Why come to me?
Same reason why I didn't come to Earl Rofus.
Well, your brother's not an idiot.
Agree to disagree. But the truth is that I don't want to be in their shadow.
I know something about that.
You're a bit of an outsider yourself, and I find that birds of a feather. Just if I can speak plainly.
I appreciate it if you do. Well, I shall speak just as plainly. I have no problem on your own merits accepting you as a sword in my house, but
no, I humbly request for the chance to prove myself, not on my own merit so far.
The potentiality of your merits, then.
There's to be a tournament next year.
How much is the entry fee?
Arthur is paying for it. He's putting on a tournament this coming spring. Celebration of sorts. Let me make my mark in that tournament. And if I should, can I be given the honor of becoming one of your household knights?
Yes. I shall. I shall speak to Gorthrin. I hope you understand. You are your own person, but he is the patriarch of Children's. If he does not know already, he shall.
It's news is news. What's weird, okay, there should be a little bit of a bell going off here, is that how does she know about this tournament before you do?
Yeah, that was
which means she was in Sarum before coming here. Which is your failed intrigue test catching up to you. Which means she's asking for a place in your court after ostensibly not being offered a place in the Earl's court.
And she called me an outsider.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, that's a little weird. Like, I guess we're kind of on the outside of things.
You were certainly not the darling child of Salisbury, right? That's Gorthrin.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
the Gorthrins, the Earls, even the Vagons and stuff like that. You were very, yeah, you're not excluded, but you're certainly not the popular kid at all, right?
Yeah, no, we're
you're a middling Twitch streamer, right? Not given sponsorships. You know what I mean? In the ecosystem of knights.
No, Eric, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, you're a couple hundred. You have a good Patreon. You're making ends meet, but you're not like you're not getting the attention you actually deserve. You're getting overshadowed.
Ain't that just the way? Well, I guess then I would probably pivot to a D&D campaign with a Kickstarter, possibly get a bunch of voice actors. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's something else going on here.
Yeah.
And Acewin can appreciate that. And the question in my head is like, does Acewin give a shit? I don't think she cares except for the personal relationship with Gorthrin, to like be like, Gorthrin, here's the deal. And I don't think she's even going to couch it as I would like your blessing or permission to do this. It's like, I'm just letting you know I'm taking your sister. Like, I think that's where Acewin is her disconnect from the politics of Salisbury. If she has been dispossessed of a lot of the political power that her family used to have,
yeah,
it comes with a absolute ambivalence towards it. If I don't have this influence, okay, I'm not going to worry about having influence then. I'm not going to worry about what ripples might occur because I'm not in those waters to begin with.
I think, by the way, I don't think we ever described who the current marshal is. But just so we know, I think it's back to Devise, like it's his son. So like we went from Devise, the wolf guy, to his father, his son, then to Gareth, and now it's back to them.
Devise.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it's almost like a hereditary title, but given emergency sit. Yeah, so you could feel though it is hereditary and it is deserving of you. You could feel that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Acewin has always thought that she. And I don't think it's
you
like
trained for it.
sense. Yeah, it's like I was trained for this, and I know that I'm good at it.
Yeah,
like I know that I'm good at it, and it's less like I want that power, and more like I want to make sure that Marshall he's got to be better than me. Because if he's not, then why the fuck am I not Marshall?
He's not better than you. He's not he's not going to shit the bed, but like, you are objectively the better tactician. But
yeah,
I'm sure the Earl has spoken to you about this in a very like plain way, that he's like, look, politics, man, you lost on this.
I actually don't think he ever did. Is the thing. I remember very early on. This was like the elephant in the room that he just never brought up. But and that's sort of like water on the bridge at this point. Acewin does not assume this is going to change soon.
Right. Well, then I think that's the case. But then I would also like to retcon at some point that the Earl has apologized to you about it being the way it is. Okay. In his his transformation after becoming a Round Table Knight. And like he probably did this when he was a shitheel and dealing with his like stabilizing his early political realm, that he's finally come back to you and going like, I'm really sorry about how I should have come to talk to you about the Marshal and its role, right? And maybe it's left open, right? But the point is that I would like to have initiated that at some point.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So, anyways,
yeah. So I will
right to Gorthrin.
Say, except like if she performs well at this tournament, then I will take her on, and then pretty soon after that, reach out to Gorthrin.
Cool.
Explaining the sitch.
All right, and then one more scene before the winter phase. Hrodgar also comes to visit you, the Winterborn Gunnet, in the middle of the night. banging on your door to be let in. I just had the most dreadful dream. Erwin has come to me, and he said that a devil rides to Gunnet to collect his due. I want to know, is everyone okay?
A little groggy after being woken up in the middle of the
Please.
night. Come
He's
in,
he's
come in.
exasperated, right? He's exhausted.
Yeah.
And
Pour him some warm milk. Like,
yeah.
It was a dream. Erwin came to you in a dream. How did he look?
Good. I guess
What sort of devil comes? Everyone's fine here. Everyone's fine. You may disabuse yourself of any worry.
Well, I could never forgive myself if I didn't rush over. You have to. I'm so sorry to bother you.
Were you to fight the devil then? If things weren't all right here.
I don't know what I should. He realizes how ridiculous it is to have rushed off in the night, but like, he was given this nightmare, this vision. I don't know what I was supposed to do.
You shall stay here the night, Radgar, and come morning, you shall ride the estate with me on patrol, and you shall see all as well.
Good. Yeah, he's happy with that deal, and he'll be assuaged for it. But yeah.
Cut to Aeswin writing another letter. Sorry, Gorthrin, got another one for you.
Yeah, Gorthrin. Like, you're just enjoying Til's head getting on the. Like, you're just learning all about this shit from letters from Aeswin, like secondhand.
Should I just take over the Childbirths family newsletter? Is that?
Yeah.
I think I'm now the unofficial editor of that. Great.
Yep. Moved west of the Avon, so you're in charge now.
The Childbirths. You've been formally invited to the Childbirths family group message.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, God.
getting the medieval memes sent to you in the morning.
Now that Gorthrin's living somewhere else, everybody's going crazy. Big Brother's gone.
All right. I promised you last week, or several weeks, Jim, that you would be getting a list of enhancements to Tilside.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So you were given a small church endowment. I'll mark all these down. In a small church endowment, which gives you a check of generous. Basically, you're paying for the church to be there.
Certainly. Yeah.
You are given Muse for falconry. Of course, you have an apiary for bees. You have your stables for growing your horses.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, I have a thing called a garrison, because you're basically in a town that you don't have to be raided. Whenever there's a check to be raided and stuff like that, you can always like volunteer to be a part of it. But basically, you have enough troops, and there are people around Tilshead at any point that you're not going to be directly affected by it.
Gotcha. I think okay. Was I can't, and then I was upgrading the stables, and then I was one. I definitely want to expand. I guess this year I'll definitely want to expand the dog kennel.
Okay. To a kennel.
Dogs.
Yeah. Nice.
And Gorthrin's also on the lookout for two people to add to his retinue. He'd like to. He's looking for a dance instructor and someone who will joust with him. He's looking for like a
sparring buddy.
A sparring buddy for that. So he's looking for someone to help with those, so he can have checks for dance and lance annually, given what his future looks like.
The old dance and lance.
Yep.
Okay. You'll get them in 520.
Okay.
Just not this year, because you're obviously setting out feelers to get people right now.
Right. Yeah.
Sounds
Takes
good.
time.
Yep. All right. So let's get ready to do winter phase.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
for the year 519. Spreadsheets. All right, let's do our experience rolls.
Oh boy, do we got some experience rolls. All right. Shame, not energetic. Not merciful. Not modest. Sensing a theme this year. God damn it. God damn it.
Oh.
Hey, hunting.
Okay. All right. There you go.
I am the first Winterborn Gunnet to have a better than 50% chance of hunting.
Wow.
My battle goes up. Hello.
Love it.
Oh, that would be nice if I got that too. All right. Oh, and I got hospitality. Hospitality goes up by 1. Look at that.
I mean, after all the scenes today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I'm happy because that makes my annual glory totals end in a 5. Nice 5. I think, yep, that's it for me.
Gunnet's Hall looks a lot like the living rooms in Friends. Like so many people. So it's just a set for this TV show at this point. For how many times we have people over.
We shortly after college, we had one of our friends' house was like the
hangout
de facto hangout house. That was you literally would just show up, and there was always they often wouldn't even be there, but like our other friends would.
Nothing this year.
Oh, I got struck out.
Those crits. Those crits.
Yeah, several crits, but no experience. No experience this year.
It might be like a first for you.
It's been a long time since I've gotten nothing from the rolls.
You all are safe from aging for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now 33. A Downey is now 20.
Oh. What else we got? Survival.
Let me see. I'm gonna roll and figure out what's going on with. You gave me something to do this winter phase, which is new. Let me figure out what happened to Adonwi for this. Let's figure out what his chase is. Oh yeah, of course he has a really low chase. Perfect. So it's an 18. Passes, so it's a flirt. Passes. Okay.
Ooh, hold on. I think that is Angarod, and she is old. But is she old enough for 2 matters? Is she 65? I gotta do math now. She was born in what year is it? What is the current year? 5.
This is 519.
Okay. Oh, Angarod's dead already. She died last year. I'm looking at it.
Angarod?
Birth year. Yeah, Angarod died 5/18.
Your wife?
No, my mother.
Oh, wait, they have the same name this whole time?
No, my wife's name is Alwina.
Oh my god, why do I have it wrong? Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
sorry.
you do.
I have it absolutely wrong in my head. There's a lot. Acewin, Alwina, Angarat. I'm sorry, okay?
So I had Alwina, my daughter Alwyn, my son Archibald, my mother Angarod.
Yeah, you do it to me on purpose.
Yep. So all my people that survived. I'm not rolling for my vassal knights. Yeldrade, Luelu, Aoife, and Dutta. Sir Dutta of Woodford. I love him. Dutta of Woodford is lustful. That's what I have for mine.
Dutta
The lustful
Of course.
Dutta of Woodford.
Ah,
Let's see. All mine survived.
glorious.
Economic circumstances?
After that, we go to economic circumstances.
Sure.
Proper spreadsheet time.
Proper spreadsheet time.
Which means we're doing justice events. Gorthrin. This is your first justice event, and remember, you do justice. This modifies the hatred, which then you roll your love of peasants after that, and that determines the effect on the roll.
Yep.
All right, first justice event. An unconvincing farmer. Wait, what's going on with the CSS of this table? And I can't even see the whole thing. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Unconvincing, attractive, and flirtatious widow with a basic farmer over proofs of witchcraft after cheating at a game.
This is a shambles.
I love this
I love it.
So I have to roll a d20 -5 to determine their skill level.
Yeah. The widow, I think,
shit.
just...
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So you want
to... The widow...
Yeah, let's...
just, like, did basic math on, like, the odds. And
yeah,
like,
it's just probability.
How'd she know what number was gonna come up?
No.
It's like, well,
She always bets on 7, my lord. It's not natural.
Ain't natural. She said you put a 2 together with another 2 and you get a 4. That doesn't sound right to me.
Sounds right.
Around these parts, 4 can just be by
0.
itself, thank you very much.
All right, here's my just. Let's see. Got a 2.
All right, and they got to roll into a 14. Oh, they fail. Okay, so you pass, which reduces the hatred. Yeah.
Yep. You've successfully convicted her of witchcraft because she did do math. So
She did do math. Yeah. Now
that is the just thing.
Till's,
no license.
Yeah, and in Fallout meme font, Till's head liked that.
Does that make you happy, Father Eddard? Come on. All right. So my hatred. I don't remember what it is for Till's head because I still have it written for Cholderton, I think.
Oh, I thought I did it. You're right. This came up last year, and I thought I rolled randomly.
Yes. Let me see.
I'm looking at my notes to see if I wrote anything down.
I remember that too. I think you did roll.
Yeah, I don't think
Of course, I didn't write it down.
I have a 5, but I think that might be Cholderton's.
Let's just carry on the 5.
Okay.
So then it gets reduced to 4.
Sweet. Cern is still 0.
Yep.
As long as I don't fumble this. What does this one do? How much does this raise their hate for me?
Oh my god!
I would love if someone could clip that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is incredible.
Oh.
Increase misfortune by 5.
Okay. Can I spend?
That's like a raid.
Yeah,
that's
it's the equivalent of a raid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually a +5. That makes your yearly modifier a +5, which creates the weather for this year a 17. So you're only got 17. So, yeah, the weather rolls an 8. This determines how much money you have to pay this year. All right. A pass versus a pass, but you passed better. So you get to live normally, but I assume you want to
live richly.
But you have to live richly.
Yep.
These no longer VLOOKUPs? Oh, and they are. What's going on? There we go. Now it's working right. I have to change the color again. Somehow I was writing it manually instead of table lookup. Oops. Okay. So that's just going to cost you $12 reduce over the year. No big deal.
No big deal.
Let's do the justice event for you, Maceman.
Year.
Justice. An unconvincing local priest. I believe Tathan's still around. So somehow this is involving Tathan, but a convincing peddler is also here.
So peddler, me lord.
So Tathan,
peddler, you were.
Tathan is getting a run a run on by this peddler about insults and about an insult to you. About your grandmother.
Okay.
All right.
Success on justice.
All right. So I think the +5 and -5 are just
alone.
gonna neutralize themselves. So let's see what you're rolling against. 15. They fail.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that means your hatred goes down by 1.
Yeah. Always convict the peddler.
Yep.
Solid strat there.
Yep.
All right. Hatred is now 5. I am hate love neutral.
Love it.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Capricorn. You're love neutral?
Lord. Hate love neutral. My hatred of landlord is 5, and my love of landlord is 5.
Balance,
so no modifier to my
So
no modifier to my concern.
Peasants are just
you could have
this year. They've just had it.
You could have said nothing. You could have said nothing.
Did you clip that one too?
You could have. It cost you nothing to say nothing, and it's gonna cost me 12. What? 12 Libra?
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll. You're rolling at
assuming you pass that roll.
Yeah.
I hold faith in Gwern.
Oh shit! I was rolling.
Yeah, the whole of Salisbury was in riot and uprising.
This fellow named Carl from the continent, he come by with some strange ideas.
Oh, they pass.
I passed, but didn't pass higher.
Right, so the tie goes to them, so you live normal.
Okay, so I will pay to live rich.
Oh, that's fine. So I did goof. I messed up the I was on the wrong tab for who's who, but that's fine because it works out the same because both of you got past normal living richly. So yep, $12 reduce. That's a $12 fumble right there.
$12 fumble. Love to see it.
We got steward spouse industry improvement expenses.
Yeah.
Where's
the like there's industry.
Does Gorthman still have
I didn't
stipend?
roll her. Okay, she's fine. All right. She fails industry.
Yeah. You said does Gorthran still get a stipend?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like
It should be 2
okay.
Libram a year.
Okay, I wrote that down wrong then.
Unless the stipend's from something else. I assume that's from your office.
The 2 is from the office. I was talking about the 1 from the round table.
Oh, that's right. I don't think
like
there is a number for it. I'm gonna assume it's going to be 8. Let's call it 8. So you're basically gaining 10 a year.
Okay.
Because 8 is basically like to live as a normal knight. So it's like there's paying to live as a normal. Which then theoretically should let you live richly. It's kind of like how it.
Yeah.
Right. It's a earned income tax credit.
Right.
2 things. One, what is the defense value of my new fortifications? Because I don't have that. I have the DV of the Tower of Garrison.
It's like 7. It's like 7.5, which it should go up by a lot. Now that's
okay.
I don't know offhand. It's probably 12.
No worries. Okay, that sounds about right. Okay,
probably +5.
And
that's my thought.
For stuff I want to build,
yeah.
Let's see. What do I want to build? I've got the energetic apiary. I've
God,
got the spiritual stone.
both of you fumble. Does this?
She doesn't. Yeah, everybody is upset this year. What are you talking about?
I'm actually going to. I wanna try and get a bonus from my peasants. I'm gonna give the. I'm gonna like give them some money to like do some upkeep on the graveyard. I think that's the nice thing I want to do for the peasants. Like
New
clean the
shovels.
headstones. Yeah.
Yeah, new
Yeah.
headstones. Okay, yeah. They like that.
You no longer have to dump your family's bones directly in the river. Like we're making the space and can bury them.
Yeah.
Oh, modern, my lord.
Oh, we get to bury our dead like the fancy continentals.
Like the kings of old.
I'm building a larger kennels than the one that's at Childerton. So I'm doing the second rank. That's 8. Costs 8. That's enough for 24 dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dogs.
That is a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, okay. That brings he's hit the cap for spending glory that way.
Okay. Yeah. The downside is that there's not that much space in Tilshead, so many dogs are just going to be hearing them throughout the day and night.
Okay.
And then it doesn't affect anything. That's just color.
Yeah. There's just like
there's just dogs barking, like just beagles in the background of every scene in Tilshead. Just go roar, 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 roar.
Quiet in the city. The Lord must be out hunting.
Yeah. That's probably I'm stealing that. That's definitely what the locals would say. Love it.
And that's okay. I don't think I rolled industry for Spherin.
No. Nice, extra $1. Do we get Acewin? Does Alwina give you $1?
No, I already rolled that.
Oh, perfect.
She was busy not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So your improvements are going to cost you 6 this year. You're obviously spending more, so it's going to go up to 7 the following year.
Yeah.
Let's say more dogs. And you said you were building
renovating the graveyard.
Right, graveyard. Which is just the equivalent for reducing hatred, right?
Yeah. Or increasing love. I forget which. You reduce hatred by doing your job. You increase love by doing nice things.
Yes. So you should increase your love. And should we... Here's the graveyard. Okay, I think a graveyard's interesting. I don't want to like add an additional step to this, but like, should it be like a D2, like an apiary, determine how much, like the variable amount of love and hate of like, depending on the year for the graveyard, or no? Does that just sound like too much work? I don't know. I like the idea of a graveyard being variable love. There's something weird about it that they're like, oh, it's a good thing my lord built this graveyard, you know, or like, why do we have this graveyard?
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to do it, you make it a scale of how bad the year was. The worse the year was, the more they love me for the grave.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what in my head was what I was kind of thinking. That if you fail, that like based on the level of misfortune, it scales. Yeah, I love that. All right, let's go with that actually. At a 15, let's say it's a love of 2, right? So a 20. Okay. So a 10 is 1, a 15 is 2, a 20 is 3, right? Like effectively every 5, right?
Plus graveyard. I'll just put in my notes.
Life is too easy.
Plus graveyard bonus.
Yeah. If
Scales with misfortune. Boom. All right.
15 to 20. Okay, I'm making a note there. I love that. I know it's an additional complicated step, but yeah, I think it's kind of funny.
It's nice.
Okay. Wonderful. Improvement expenses here. Then we go to 4 as well. Get the roll for your apiary. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
already?
apiary. Nope.
Okay, so just straight costs.
Hey, mine got it.
Love to see it.
Mhm.
All right. How much was the kennel? The new
Eight,
hound.
8 pounds.
Okay. So you're all right. You basically broke even this year. You technically lost 2. You went from 477 to 475. Gun it. Your income was the same from there. Your other manorial income is 2. After the loss of the manor. No, wait, sorry, it's 3. Right. And you built the graveyard, which is what, 5? I mean, like, we're just making up how much it should be. And
yeah,
I feel like
that
5
sounds right.
makes 5 sounds
good.
fine. All right. Yeah, so this was a rough year for you. I don't know how much you miscellaneously claimed this year in terms of money, but you're at 157, which means you lost.
Oh,
You went from 171 to
50.
157.
I have
Oh yeah,
207.
Yeah, it should be 207. Yeah, if you earned 50 from the year as well, you're at 207.
Okay.
Yeah, so there just was 50. Yeah, there was just 50 I wasn't I forgot to account for. I'm really bad at accounting for the random money you get from like adventures. All that stuff.
Where would that 50 have come from?
At this point, I don't remember.
No, I mean, all saying is on my sheet, my Libra I have 207. I don't know why it would be 171. That's a week. I would have gotten.
I have
7.
I have from 515. For 516, you were at 400. The following year, you donated a bunch of money and you went down to 191. Yeah. The following year after that, you went to 171, and this year you're at 157 is what I had with. So like I don't know where that.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. 157. It's corrected.
Okay. Let's assume the 50 was part of the donation or something for the church.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Managing the dollars and cents at this level doesn't really mean anything.
I actually bring that down to 147. I'm going to spend 10 Libra for conspicuous spending.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Conspicuous for 10. I'm gonna make a note. I need to make a new tab of just like things to do. Add conspicuous spending column. All right. Cool. I think we're done economics.
Yeah.
Stable rolls.
I think so.
Right. All good.
Good. Do you want to do the breeding horses?
I have no room in my stables.
That doesn't mean that your horses aren't still breeding, right? Unless you're telling them. I mean, you have a stable master. What's a stable?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just interested in homeostasis. So
okay. I mean, I like the idea that you have to get rid of your horses. You have to, and every year you have to choose whether or not you want the babies or you want to try to sell them off versus.
I guess, yeah, okay. Then it's 1d6 per, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so one of them does have a kid. That was the 1, 2, 3 Charger 1. It doesn't have a name. So boom.
Okay. This your Charger has a coloration that's called flea bitten gray, which is light gray with light speckles of black.
Okay. It will turn 7 in the year 526, I think.
This is on a 2+. Your horses give birth.
All right. So both of my Andalusians give birth.
Nice. Can you roll 2d30 for me?
2d30?
Mm-hmm. For each of the, basically a d30 for each of these horses.
Yeah. Oh, do they get the Andalusians get them?
Yeah, I'm rolling. Yeah, they're special horses. In addition to giving you like the d6 to the charge or whatever, because they're just bigger horses. Yeah. Like they're special. They have unusual characteristics to them as well. Nice. The new one, the first one, the 19, has a marking on its left rear leg. It is just like it's called a boot. It has a single white patch on its otherwise like kind of black hair
on the left rear leg.
Yeah, and the other one has a white blaze on the middle of its head.
Oh, nice.
From snoot to top. Nothing like statistical change. It's just special horses.
They just look cool. Yeah. I am tracking them because that's I have something to do with my time. Not like I got a book to write or anything.
Awesome.
Awesome. Sweet. Okay.
Are we doing? We're getting to random marriages and childbirths.
Yeah.
Which then this will also be the perfect time that you hear other marriage announcements. Wolfius. Y'all remember Wolfius?
Yeah.
Acewin's brother?
Mm-hmm.
Getting married.
Oh, hey, good for Wolfius.
Wolfius is marrying Lady Bronwyn. If you remember from the letters earlier.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Eat shit, Downey. Yeah. All right. So I will add Lady Bronwyn. Is she from a particular house?
No, she's just a courtier of Sarum.
Okay. Lady
Sarum,
Bronwyn. Right. And how old is she? I'm updating my family tree.
21.
21. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Sweeter and Gorthrin have another kid.
Wolfius married the daughter of Sarum.
Sweeter was born in 489. Okay, so Sweeter is 30, meaning she doesn't have a penalty yet for that. We'll see.
Okay.
18. That is a baby carried to term. And then I guess it's a roll on the table. Okay.
New baby time.
New baby time. How new baby? 5 is a healthy child. Six.
Odd result are female at birth.
The daughter. This is daughter, and let's see what her name is.
God. Cholderton sisters.
Yeah.
We're not the Tillshead sisters for you.
No, it's so sad.
Nesta.
Right.
Oh, Nesta.
Nesta. Hey, there we go. Nice. Nesta, of course. Very good. Space in my character sheet to list all this.
Yeah, I know. It's so many. Yeah, I mean, we certainly play a special version of Pendragon. That's very different than I think most people's games that skip
Right.
over a lot of it.
Like, oh, I guess I had to do that because I got that card in the feast.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
A lot of yeah, you know, a lot of games just kind of end up having these characters as like in the background as minor little you know, just attachments to you. And I don't know. I think there's something about bringing that those parts of your character to the forefront.
Absolutely. Till's head's got to be a home, so let's fill it with a bunch of babies. Next, 5, 19. Yeah, he's got these 4 Gorthrin's 4 daughters. They're just like,
and Conehelm, who's gonna maybe go to the priesthood. Which have you given it more thought over the winter, or
what he will first do is inform Svidren, you know, assuming she didn't already know somehow, you know, and get her sort of read on it. I mean, then he would talk to Conehelm. And it's like, if it's going to be something that just like is absolutely going to make his son miserable and would set something up for failure, then he might try to find a compromise.
Yeah. Conehelm. Okay. Well, I know for a fact, Conehelm does not really have a strong inclination to join the church. Right.
Okay.
Conehelm knows that, you know, he's not going to say this as a 13-year-old that he's like, you know, he doesn't have the self-awareness to be that like, you know, I'm never going to be my dad as you know, at a sword or whatever. But like, no, he wants to make you proud. Like I'm your son. I want to be, you know, I'm trained to be with a sword, you know, I know. And he would definitely choose that over the life of a clergy for sure.
Yeah.
Svidren thinks that Conehelm should probably go to the church. That it's like in the grand scheme of things, you know, we don't always get to choose our lot in life.
Certainly,
and that you know, we have been blessed by, you know, or you know, we have been favored by powers that be, and you know, I know that your heart's not in the church, right? But you know, she kind of like leans in close to you and whispers about the handmaiden, who I cannot remember her name, the one that's the Queen's Guard that's here with you, that's helping you steward.
Lady Bryn.
Bryn, yeah, right. And like, you know, Lady Bryn's gonna write to Guinevere, and that if you don't do any, we have appearances to maintain now.
Sure. Yeah.
And that basically she's upset about it. Right, she's not like being like cruel and like this is the calculus of the situation in the way that like Elaine might actually be about her kids, you know, way back then. But no, she's like I don't know, like this really sucks. He's our boy, and like, you know, we're Sweeterwin's from, you know, Saxons. Like our boys are nice, like our boys fight. Yeah, and there's not a lot of fighting to be had in the clergy. It's like,
I was gonna say he's like be like ordained. He's not gonna be like
he's ordained.
Knight in service.
No, he's gonna be a monk somewhere. He might be a monk over in Oxford or something. Who knows? Sure. Right? He might like the place where all of the money from Acewin went. Right? Like who knows? But the point is that he joins. That you give him as thanks for your stuff as part of the church. And and you know, he's not super keen on it. Your son's not super keen on it, but there's a lot of societal pressure on you to perform and one of your kids goes there.
Yeah, certainly. I think for Gorthrin, it's less like, is this what Conehelm wants, and just like how much of a disruption will this cause? Not should I cause a disruption, kind of thing. It's not. Yeah. It's not nothing, but
how much disruption if you don't do it? Well, like, your dad didn't do it. For Conehelm, yeah. I mean, imagine telling your son that he doesn't get to be the doctor; he has to go be a plumber. You know what I mean? Like this is his life. You know, and you should be thankful for it. Like, you know,
certainly, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like this is Gorthrin as a dad, as a member of society is going to have to choose, and you have a huge family, so like this is part of the deal, and it's not like you can pass this on to another, like to a daughter. Right?
No,
that's the problem with the Conehelm, right? Is that you have one son.
Yeah. well, one legitimate son.
True. You want to legitimize the other son and put him in the priesthood?
I'm thinking about like, well, Father Eden, if you if you want one of my sons, go to West Lavington in the stables. There's one of them.
You would have. The weird thing though is that I'm pretty sure they're twins, so you're only gonna legitimize one twin.
Yeah.
Send him to the priesthood. Well, the other one's a daughter, so it's like I think they were.
I don't know that that's exactly. I don't know that that's in the spirit of would make anything better.
No, I mean it would. The priests wouldn't be mad, but you would certainly take. That's almost like a negative compromise, where not only did you have to do all this work, you don't even gain the benefit of not being gossiped about. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's not a good solution. It's just one he thought. He was like, oh yeah. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, but I think
in the end of it, it's this winter is going to be breaking the news to Cohenhelm because Gorthrin's not. He just doesn't like the whole point of going and seeking spiritual guidance for him and going out to the Rock of Prophecy was like there is something bigger than himself going on, and he is a part of that current, like. Yeah. And he'll explain it to Cohenhelm that way, just like we are all, bound by things that are beyond our control, and this is what is happening now. Is how he's going to break it to Cohenhelm over that winter. Because I'm not going to rock the boat or just like as at the very beginning, just be like, oh yeah, screw you. I'm not grateful for the titles and benefits that have been bestowed on me. Like, he's grateful. He doesn't want to seem stingy or whatever. Yeah.
I think that's either then like I think this is either like a just role then or like a loyalty role of like you need to trust hierarchy. That's the great or maybe even spiritual because you're like referring to the greater spiritual hierarchy of the world and that you have that we all have to play our different parts. And sometimes that's not the choice that we get to make, but the one that test spiritual. Basically you're doing this, but I want to know how he feels about it. And we're going to see that through the lens of whether or not your lesson is imparted to him in the way that it's intended.
The angle I'm definitely going for is less spiritual and more like this is our obligation because of I'm Castellan now. This is like it's societal as opposed to at least that's how I was thinking of it. So I'm thinking either
in loyalty.
Loyalty,
yeah, because that's the societal. Like this is your oaths, your societal expectations,
right?
Okay, yeah. So he understands, and you explain it to him in a way that he's not going to like be mad at you or anything about it, or even like rebel or be concerned. And he has misgivings.
It's a great
about
honor
it.
For you, son. I mean, this doesn't mean he'll try to it's not the end of his life.
No, absolutely. But he just wants to. At this point, though, the big thing is that. His dad is like one of the most badass dudes in the realm, right?
Yeah.
And and he just told you that rather than being a soldier and like gonna follow in your footsteps, that he has a different path, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks. It's a bittersweet pill, but
it kind of sucks for him. Yeah.
Captain America tells you that you're not gonna fight. Like we need you in the home front or whatever. It's kind of like.
And everything that Gorthron said to console him, he doesn't care about at 13. It's like, well, you're not going to die before your kids or whatever. You're like, you're not going to bleed out on a battlefield somewhere. Like this is actually kind of a good thing for you if you think about it. But he's not going to. Gorthron keeps that to himself,
right? Like he was, like Cohenhelm wasn't at Baden Hill and like in the fucking thick of it, holding off Saxons and knowing what that life is and how scary. Yeah. So
meanwhile, more than 8 young knights have passed through the household in the year that Gorthron's been here. Yeah.
So
exactly. I think so. And then what Gorthron will be working on is like if this is going to happen, he's not going to end up as some pissant monk somewhere.
Totally.
If he's entering the priesthood, this is going to be to set him up so that he can be like, Bishop of Sarum or something like that down the road.
Yeah.
Father Tathan's still alive.
I know.
Then Gorthron is definitely talking to Father Tathan.
Priests, they stick around. Turns out, not having to fight means you live long.
Yeah,
and,
that's the
living richly
and that's the thing.
At a monastery is also a trick to longevity. but they probably chalk it up to their piety, right?
Sure, yeah,
but not
absolutely.
the fact that they have nutritious meals every day.
They have walls to protect them.
Yeah, with walls and an understanding of not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just be like, you want to understand this now, son, but there is honor in this.
Yeah.
There is its own type of glory.
Now, let me ask you on another level of this. Sorry to keep digging at it, but you only performably go to the church. Like, you're deeply pagan.
Yeah, he's culturally Christian, but it doesn't resonate with him the way that the pagan does.
Yeah. And so the thing is, though, I think Conehelm kind of has adopted that sort of stance from you as well. And so he's going to have to performatively be a priest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
it won't be the first.
Yeah. But, yeah. Okay. Cool. That was the question.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Gorthrin doesn't shit where he eats. He knows what's what it's like to burn bridges and the like. So yeah.
And Colin, would you like to find out would Ace like to find out the news about Adwani? Or have you okay.
JK. Yeah. What's all
right,
what's going on with the shitbag? Intrigue.
Well, for a fact that Adwani has been left outside and is not marrying any of his suitors this year.
No.
Okay. That's all you've got.
Yeah. I love the idea of Acewin is passing through Sarum for something, and someone's like, Acewin, what do you think of a Downy? And she's just like, I don't think of a Downy at all.
Oh,
and just keeps riding.
big Mad Men energy.
Yeah.
Love it. So Lady Katrin is off married someone else, blah blah blah, all of these suitors have went off and married other people.
Ideally, the next time I hear how a Downey is doing is when he shows up destitute at Winterborn Gunnet challenging me to a duel.
That's have some space in your graveyard. Yeah. Okay.
All right. The turnip cellar is currently open.
Yeah. That's where all great heroes are, where they begin. All right. Cool. So then we don't have time, I think, today to do the Easter feast and the tournament. But there is a scene that I want to do beforehand.
Okay.
And also, again, I appreciate you all, YouTube playing an hour later than normal. For today.
I'm an hour more awake, so
yeah. Fair enough. All right. So Acewin, on the way up to I guess Carlion for the tournament and Feaster, Easter today, the Easter feast. Acewin, you come across an overturned cart. The ox in the yoke is quite dead, and a crowd has gathered around the traffic jam. They watch everyone has sort of come around and is crowded around a young knight with a very handsome face and mustache, beating the ever-loving shit out of a peasant with his mailed fist.
Yeah. Acewin will ride up and call out to try and interrupt. Be like, "Good sir, what do you do?"
He seems to be preoccupied at the moment, but a priest nearby, a friar, will holler at you "Hey, do you want? Do you want to do that, or do you want to intervene?
Intervene.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah. Not be with you in a moment, father.
Yeah.
Don't tell me the context, please. Yeah. I need to go kick the shit out of this guy.
The violent knight squire is trying to get his lord's attention as he sees you, come over on horseback, right? Yep. No, you're gonna try to pull him off of him, right?
Yeah, I'll do the cinematic catch his hand as it's coming down for the next blow.
Right, from horseback, right? And he stands up, and between him and the squire who's ran over to him with his shield in arm, there's no actually I think you do need to do a recognized roll because he's not from here.
Yep.
But he's certainly a prominent knight.
The
way he's dressed, he's not some backwater knight already.
There's no chance I recognize him. So
okay, fair enough. Well, to the rest of the the dramatic irony of here is that this is Agravain. This is Gawain's oldest brother of Orkney.
Oh,
Not a round table
that
guy,
guy.
But
that guy.
Yeah. I mean, fucking dude, Cumbria, dude. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like these guys. But of course, this grabs everyone from all over. So he demands that you let him go and continue delivering justice.
Is this your man?
Are you out talking to the squire or to Agravain?
To Agravain.
Yeah. This man refused to yield to a knight, and I'm letting him know his place.
Are these your lands?
I believe that the code of a knight extends across all lands, and a courtesy of those superior be honored. My lands are not. And he looks at you, knight, because he doesn't know who you are. But
Yeah, that's fine. I'm ready for this mutual misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Aceman will dismount and say,
"Now help me deliver he's like, help me deliver justice to this guy." He wants. You look over, by the way, the oxen that was turned over is dead because its head was nearly severed by a sword.
Yeah. Aceman was going to say, "I have seen justice, sir. I've seen bloody justice, sir. I see no justice here."
So he is obviously, the peasant has stopped being beaten up on, but the bloody pulp of the peasant is trying to crawl away as this showdown sort of begins here. Do you still have his hand?
I mean, if he wrenches it out,
no,
obviously I'm gonna let go.
No, I think he tried to wrench it out, but I think you still have it.
Yeah, I do have a strength of 20.
Yeah, and that's the part where when you grab it and he says, "Do you even know who I am? Who my brothers are?"
If I saw Arthur himself beating a peasant unjustly, I should do the same.
Well, I'm about to go see Arthur. If this peasant wasn't in my way, and I would tell him myself about what you would do to him. I'm sure he wouldn't like that.
Why don't we ask him? Let's see him together, Sir Knight.
Let's see him together, sir. As he says, and confident that he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then we'll start next session with a Arthurian justice event between this misunderstanding. And then we'll do the we'll do Easter, and then we'll get into the tournament. Okay.
Good. All right. I'm glad my sword is getting better because I don't know. I got this weird feeling.
Yeah. Cool. So you just made an enemy of Sir Agravain.
Cool. Sometimes you make friends with the notable NPCs of Arthuriana.
Yep.
And sometimes you don't.
It's cool. Well then, welcome back to fucking Pendragon, guys. Loving it.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% gonna have to write a defense of my actions here to Arthur and explain why. Sorry, Arthur. I would stop you as well,
politely,
my liege.
Yeah. So exactly, right? So here's where we're going to see what's going to happen about that next week. Assuming we should be good, right?
Yeah. It'll be
daylight savings time.
Yeah, daylight savings time for us, but yeah, should be good.
Exactly. So we're basically playing the same 2 p.m. my Ireland time, which it should go back to normal. This is just one of those weird weeks where Ireland's daylight saving time doesn't match up with the US, which I didn't even know was a thing until literally around start time of the show.
Yeah, same.
So I'm sorry about that.
Why is it always the same?
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. So that works out, and man, I really like today's session. I really love digging into. I know there weren't many scenes together, but I love digging into your all's lives and hearing what you guys think.
This was a good one. This was a good one.
I am. I think I'm one away from getting my religious bonus.
Hell yeah.
Just
I'm like, I think I'm 7 away from getting chivalry bonus. I really just need to boost, like, I think generous and merciful.
Yeah.
The 2 that I need to get up to 16, and then I'm there.
We will definitely get to see the outcomes of that stuff.
Very cool.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So once you have chivalry, you're a Queen's Knight, chivalry, you're like becoming like a high level. We're finally going to see tier 4 play of Pendragon.
I was curious about that when I was like looking at it in the beginning. Like, how in the world do you get these, these like big glory totals? And it never kind of like occurred to me that you're really kind of like building them up because your kids inherit part of your traits and passions and things like that. And so then by the time you get to that questing for the Grail period, everybody's it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
Juicy.
Yeah.
It's so much
juicy
fun.
like sweatpants.
It's no.
I also crossed 12K, so there's that too.
Nice.
I'm about to cross 10 myself. Catching up. I think I've been saying that since.
Oh wait, that's right. You're close to 10. No, you probably. No, I like the idea that both of you don't really knew each other. I'll keep that in. That's fair. At that point, you both should have been. No, I mean you're both locally recognizable, but not like national.
It's different to like I would know of Agravain.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I know that this is Agravain.
Exactly. All right. Well, cool. All right then. Well then, thanks everybody, and we'll be seeing you next week. All right. Any shout outs? Any shout outs? Any things for announcements for anything?
Nah.
None.
I want to go eat. So
yeah. I hear that. All right.
Good game.
We're out of here. Good game, everyone. Later.
Bye.